ESPN said, you know what, we're going to take this drama you got and we're going to put it behind a paywall so people can see it on ESPN Plus. So they want people to subscribe to ESPN Plus to see what his reaction to Kwame Brown. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy LeBron, and I'm back with another video. But before we get into this video, I want to say what up to my subscribers. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are new, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because on this channel I make thought-provoking videos, and also I do black-owned reviews, and I bring like black-owned products to light. You know what I'm saying? So if you like those two type of things, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. All right, let me get into this. So let me talk about this Kwame Brown situation, because I didn't really talk about it, but I've been paying close attention to it, and I didn't really want to make videos about it because it seemed like it's black people getting at each other, with everything's going on. But at the end of the day, what I like about this situation is that some black brothers to step up and own up and apologize. And it's up to Kwame Brown to take the apology from these black brothers and sisters. And like, for example, Steven Jackson came out and he said, they squashed their beef. And Kwame Brown also admitted they squashed the beef. Then Charlamagne the God came out with his apology, and Kwame Brown did not accept his apology, but he did come out. But there's one person I want to talk about with this Kwame Brown situation in particular is Stepen A. Smith. And Stepen A. Smith is proving Kwame Brown to be right, and I've made a couple of videos and posts about Stepen A. Smith recently because I feel like he's doing things that Kwame Brown is right about. Like, for example, I made a video about Stepen A. Smith is going on CNN to talk about LeBron James not getting a COVID shot, or not speaking about getting a COVID shot, or not being an advocate for COVID. That's LeBron James' right not to speak about that. He said that LeBron James speak about other issues in the black community, but he's not speaking about COVID. And I think that's kind of irresponsible for Stepen A. Smith, because that's not LeBron James' job to speak about COVID. You know what I'm saying? If you want to speak about something, you should have a right to speak about it. Just because you're good at a profession, just because you're the greatest basketball player in the game, arguably, you need to speak about and be a face for COVID. Also, I said that, if you look at what Stepen A. Smith been doing lately, he's right, yo. He just attacked Kyrie Irving for saying that, Boston Celtics fans are racist. You know what I'm saying? I went to a lot of basketball games all across the country for different stadiums, basically from LA to New York. I used to like to go to different basketball stadiums to see how it is. I'm not sure if the fans of Boston are racist, but I know a lot of people say that about Boston, about Utah, whatever. Basketball players been saying that, and Stepen A. Smith is like, oh, don't make this about race. Like, Stepen A. Smith trying to have it both ways. He wouldn't tell LeBron to speak up about COVID because he's a voice for the black people, but then he said that Kyrie Irving can't speak up about what's going on in Boston in his mind, his truth, because don't make everything about race. And when it comes to Boston, you see Bill Russell, when he got his number retired, Bill Russell had nobody in the stands. It wasn't a public thing because he felt like, he said that those fans were very racist towards him. And Bill Russell was arguably the best Boston Celtic of all time. The only person who could even match him or compare to Bill Russell's legacy is Larry Bird. That's the only person. And people could make arguments for either side, but that's what this video is about. But Stepen A. Smith be just coming at black people, and I'm glad Kwame Brown called him out on it. Then Stepen A. Smith replied to it, and his reply was a blooper reel of Kwame Brown playing basketball. And Kwame Brown been in the league for 10 years, and you watch this blooper reel, then you can make that same blooper reel for anybody that ever played basketball for that amount of time. You can make it for LeBron. I watched it for a little bit, and I entertained it, and I stopped watching it when Stepen A. Smith showed a blooper of Kwame Brown missing a free throw. I mean, the only person I could think of not missing free throws is Steph Curry and probably Mark Price, if you watch sports. Like, that's your blooper reel, a man missing a free throw, so that validates your point, what you've been doing to this brother for all these years. So I'm saying, you gotta start paying attention to what these people are doing. I could take it to another sport, look at boxing. They telling Deontay Wilder that he needed to fall back and not ask for a rematch, even though it's 1-1. It says a 1-1. It's a trilogy. So he asked for a rematch with the Gypsy Cat, Tyson Fury, and they said he need to fall back and let Tyson Fury fight Anthony Joshua instead of him asking for his rematch. Even though Deontay Wilder got his rematch, they saying that he's being bitter and instead of third. Like, they paint this picture to people, and Kwame Brown is putting out there like, yo, they are painting these pictures, and Stepen A. Smith put that video out. He looked real small. He looked real immature. Not only he did that behind a paywall. He had to post that on ESPN Plus. ESPN said, you know what, we're going to take this drama you got and we're going to put it behind a paywall so people can see it on ESPN Plus. So they want people to subscribe to ESPN Plus to see what his reaction to Kyrie Brown. that was another thing. Like, you could tell this man is very corporate. You could tell everything he's saying is all calculated, and it's just twisted, yo. It's twisted what Stephen A. Smith is doing. And, you know, like I said before, shout out to the people that trying to squash the beef with Kwame Brown or feel like they did wrong to him. You know, shout out to Charlemagne. Do I agree with Charlemagne does? Most of the time I don't, but, you know, I'll say I agree with him for doing that. You know, Charlemagne did try to throw a cease and desist letter. You know, he just reacted, and next thing you know, he see that didn't work, then he just apologized. You know what I mean? And shout out to Steven Jackson for apologizing too, because I felt like this beef with Kwame Brown was very bad timing, because it was the anniversary death of George Floyd, and Steven Jackson was like the face of all that. And, well, he wasn't the face of it, but he was just like a big role in it as being a public figure, as somebody who grew up with George Floyd, or whatever relationship they had with George Floyd between Steven Jackson. And it was just kind of, that was, you gonna miss that point within all this, you know what I mean? So kind of glad that Steven Jackson did reach out and apologize, and I'm glad that Kwame Brown's on his platform and he's blowing up, because let's be real, Kwame Brown is kind of like a voice that people needed, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it came at the right time. Sometimes it happened like that voice would be muffled if you're not saying the right things. And I give you a perfect example. Trump became that voice that people needed. Was he my voice? No, but he was a voice for people. People felt like he was the voice for the voiceless, and people rock with Trump, and they didn't like what Trump was doing. And you see, they took Trump off of social media, and whatever you can say about that, but that's kind of the same thing on a smaller scale. Same thing with Kevin Samuels. They not feeling what he's saying, and they trying to discredit this man and saying that how you giving out like relationship advice, but you got divorced. Same thing with Steve Harvey, but people still buy Steve Harvey books because Steve Harvey's playing the game, and Kevin Samuels is more independent and have his own platform to do his own thing. But leave in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about that, because I do feel like Stephen A. Smith is really attacking our brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? He really attacking these people, and he's doing it in a major way. Alright, man, that's my thoughts on the Kwame Brown situation. I didn't want to talk about all that beef and stuff. You can see those videos all over the place. I just want to talk about what Stephen A. Smith is doing, and he's continued to doing it. And, you know, he is who he is, yo. He is who he is. You are who you are when you got here, like the great American philosopher Jay-Z said. Alright, man, till next time, peace.